Brewers spring training game 5, the Brewers win a miraculous 10-0. Rob Zastrisny with the win, Mason Barnett with the loss. Sal Frelick would start off with a single. Mason Barnett's 3 outs would be on a double play and then a strikeout. Bottom of the first, Rob Zastrisny would be on the mound. He'd get the first out to Shea Langoliers, give up a single to Nicholas Gert, and then get the final 2 outs of the inning. Top of the second, Blake Perkins would start off with a single. Tyler Black's 2-run home run would make it 2-0. He would hit it 373 feet at 104 miles an hour. After the 2-run shot, the Brewers would go 1-2-3. Bottom of the second, Angel Serpa would enter the game for the Brewers, and he would throw 1-2-3. Top of the third, Justin Sterner would enter the game for the A's. He'd start off by striking out Greg Jones, then he'd give up a single to Sal Frelick plus a stolen base. And then he would walk Brice Turang. And you know what's special about this at-bat? It took him 14 pitches. It was like 10 foul balls, I'm pretty sure, if I recall correct. Akil Baddoo would be the second out. Still in the top of the third, Blake Beers would enter the game for the A's. He'd walk Blake Perkins, and then he'd give up a bases-clearing single, of all things, to Tyler Black, plus he'd get a stolen base. And then finally, David Hamilton would be the final out of the top of the third. Sammy Peralta's bottom of the third inning would go with a flyout to Denzel Clark, a single to Junior Perez, a walk to Shea Langoliers, and then the final 2 outs to Nicholas Kurtz, and then a pop out to Brent Rooker. Hogan Harris's top of the fourth would go with a strikeout to Reese McGuire. He'd walk Luke Adams and Greg Jones, and then a double play by Sal Frelick would end out the inning. Bottom of the fourth, Coleman Crowell would enter the game for the Brewers. Tyler Soderstrom would fly out. He'd give up a single to Jacob Wilson, and then a hit by pitch to Jeff McNeil, Daryl Hernandez, and Denzel Clark would be the final 2 outs of the inning. Scott Barlow would enter the game for the A's. He'd give up a ground out to Brice Turang, and then a single to Akil Baddoo plus a stolen base. Blake Perkins would be the second out. Back-to-back RBI doubles by Tyler Black and David Hamilton would make it 7-0. And then Reese McGuire would be the final out of the inning. Bottom of the fifth, Blake Holub would enter the game for the Brewers, and he would throw 1-2-3. Top of the sixth, Nick Anderson would enter the game for the A's. He'd give up a triple to Luke Adams, and then he would throw 1-2-3 after that. Bottom of the sixth, Will Childers would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd get the first out to Brent Rooker, then he would give up a single to Tyler Soderstrom, but then one of the players would get out, and then Leo DeVries would be the third out. Top of the seventh, Eduardo Nunez would enter the game for the A's. He'd start off by giving up a double to Akil Baddoo, and then Blake Perkins would be the first out. Then he'd give up a walk to Andrew Fisher, a sac fly to Cooper Pratt, making it 8-0, and then the third out would be Darian Miller on a flyout to Cade Marlowe. Bottom of the seventh, my friend Mark Manfredi would throw 1-2-3. Top of the eighth, Matt Crook and Domingo Robles would throw a combined 1-2-3 because Matt Crook got injured for some reason. Don't know what the full case on that was. Bottom of the eighth, Jack Seppings would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd get the first out to Michael Stefanik, then he would give up a single to Cade Marlowe. The final 2 outs would be a ground out to Brian Servant and fly out to Shea McGuire. The top of the ninth would start off with a Luis Pena double and an Eddie Sluddard single. A sac fly by Jordan Adams would make it 9-0. Andrew Fisher would be the second out. A fielding error hit by Cooper Pratt would make it 10-0, and then Darian Miller would be the final out of the top of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, Miles Langhorne would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd strike out Ryan Lasko, give a walk to Leo DeVries, and then he'd end out the game on a double play by Uribe Angeles. Alright, so the Brewers win 10-0. The record is now 1-4 in spring training, and the Brewers' respective hitter of the game goes to Tyler Black for his 6 RBIs, and the pitcher of the game goes to Angel Serpa.